30 teams in 30 days. Y'all see who we got today. The Utah Jazz, which most of y'all already know what's going on with them. But y'all see the headline. Jazz look to future after seismic summer of change. With Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell gone, the Jazz are resetting with 18 first-round picks over the next 7 drafts. 18!
Wait, 18 first-round picks? Are you sure we're talking about the Jazz or are we talking about the Thunder?
I mean, look, guys, we'll get deeper into the Jazz, but what more can we say when Gobert is out, defensive player juggernaut, Mitchell is out, Spidey the man, and just realizing that very peak Jazz era we just witnessed was super quick. That lasted a max of 3 to 4 years, and Irwin over here was high on that bandwagon. Go check out this video. I forgot what the video was about. Oh, it was when we did a contender pretender.
Yeah,
for the Jazz. That was in 2021 or 2020. No, that was in 2021, right?
2021 or 2020. I'm not 100% sure. I was disappointed.
It was when they were rising up in the. I mean, they showed they were regular season ballers.
They were number
but they
one
were just
in the West.
Postseason losers. And I remember we did that contender pretender in like February of that respective year, and I was like, y'all like hyping them up too much. You're gonna see, they're gonna eat shit. Everyone's like, bro, they're gonna make you eat your words. And in the comments, we're going in, trying my ass. They're like, oh my God, this guy's a fucking idiot. And I was like, look, guys. And I was bringing up all these logical reasoning points. And then what did they prove that postseason? Ass. And then fast forward a little bit later, what? They're not even a team anymore.
Hey, man, just
what a disappointment!
Hey, disappointment, man. Hey, they got our boy Danny Ainge over there. He was able to.
Actually, yeah, I do look forward to talking about that.
Man, he was able to fleece.
They got our boy Dwayne Wade too.
They got Dwayne Wade as a minority owner.
They gonna get Zaire up there in the.
Zaire? No, you mean Victor, the one from the French boy, man, the potential number 1 pick. He was able to fleece the fuck out of the Timberwolves, man. 5 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert. Are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, they sold high as hell,
man.
They sold when GameStop was peaking. That's what they did with Rudy Gobert.
For real, man. Or like,
all right, let's talk about let's get into this. You guys already know what time it is. Key additions, key subtractions. Last season summer summary. Y'all see it right there. Key additions. You guys might recognize this name, Collin Sexton. Then Lauri Markkanen, Ochai Agbaji, Talen Horton-Tucker, Stanley Johnson, Malik Beasley, Leandro Bolmaro, Jared Vanderbilt, Walker Kessler, Simone Fontecchio, and Coach Will Hardy. Key subtractions: Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Patrick Beverley,
Mr. Playin',
Royce O'Neal, and of course Quinn Snyder, the coach who was coaching this I think he was there for like 7-8 years, has finally decided, you know what, I'm done with y'all, I'm out. And
you know what, we're actually not quite done with those additions and subtractions. Bogdanovich, he recently got traded to the Detroit Pistons in exchange for Kelly Olynyk and another player,
baller,
a young piece.
Y'all saw what Kelly was doing in Houston. Y'all saw what he was doing
with the Heat, Miami Heat legend.
Oh, no. Definitely no legend. No, although I did like him when he was on the Heat. I actually liked him. He was cool.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
But
I mean, he's hated in Cleveland, and Kevin Love probably hates his ass too for ripping his shoulder apart.
That was fucked up. I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
that was fucked up.
But yeah, man. Pretty much that. Yeah, talking about fucked up, man. Danny Ainge, he said the same thing that you were thinking, man. It's like, this team is fucked up. It looks cute and all, like, in the regular season. But what I see, man, this is a fucking pig, with lipstick on. Lipstick on.
And then let's go through last season. Let's get a quick little recap, guys. Yeah. Good season, terrible off season when they lost to the Mavs in the first round.
Your boy, Luka.
And then one of my favorite quotes from the article was, both were what we'd come to expect from Utah in the Snyder, Gobert, Mitchell era. A very good regular season that was exposed in the postseason, which is what continuously happened with this team. Last season, Mitchell had also made his 3rd straight All-Star appearance, and Rudy Gobert was a Defensive Player of the Year finalist. And don't forget Joe Ingles, who was a pretty important piece for this. Basically, the trio was done after 45 games with the knee surgery, then moved to Portland in February. That hurt. So I feel like that, like once Ingles was out, like that was kind of like a sign of things to come. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then the summer summary is that Danny Ainge basically got hired as an alternate governor and CEO who will work closely with GM Justin Zanik. Honestly, I don't know how that's gonna work out. Like, ever since I heard that it was like alternate, like it kind of doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Or maybe they're just innovating out here. That's just the title, man. But something like Colin Cowherd says this. He said it a lot recently too. The most successful organizations and companies, there's a clear hierarchy. When you got alternates, that's not a very clear hierarchy. However, I'm also progressive. I'm a millennial. You know, 21st century is different. And like I'm cool with like having alternates. I think that actually does work, but the way for shit like that to work is that there has to be 100% transparency, honesty, and understanding between the parties. And I don't know, like I'm a little unsure, like, you know, what to expect, because I don't know them that well. I know that Ainge is close friends. I forgot if it was the president or if it was the owner. I think it was the president.
No, it was the owner.
It was the owner. So
when he bought the team, because the Jazz, they got a new owner. Danny Ainge is like close boys with. I believe they played together in BYU.
And then the guy who helped bring Dwayne Wade into the Jazz was also vital in bringing Danny Ainge. But so that's what I'm curious to see, because at the end of the day, guys, like, yeah, even if they got, because let's be honest, they don't have bad players right now. Like Sexton, Horton, Tucker, and Markkanen, they can do a little something. They're not gonna like be playoff contenders they're not gonna be title contenders, but they can make a little noise in the playing tournament. You know what I mean? Maybe they can rise up, because Horton, Tucker, and Sexton, like, those are two young bulls that, like, look, they can develop into semi-serious players.
Look, from what I'm looking here in the roster, yeah, Markkanen, he can ball, but his problem is, man, he gets injured like all the damn time. Sexton, he's coming back from an injury, but before that injury, he could flat out fucking ball. Yeah. This man,
for a little guy, he can ball.
Bro, what's your thing against little guys?
Bro, he's small. What's his height?
He's taller than you.
I'm fucking a regular person.
How tall are you?
5'9".
You mean 6 feet? If he puts it on the dating profile, 6 feet.
I would never do that shit.
You don't need it, but okay, fine. Yeah, he's 6'1". Markkanen, he's 6'11". Now
what's Horton Tucker?
Horton Tucker?
6'4".
6'4". For a shooting guard, that's kind of small.
That'd be a small. Yeah, that's a small backcourt. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Anyways, to go with what we're saying, now remember who they got from the Detroit Pistons besides Olynyk. It was Saban Lee. Who? He played in Vanderbilt, and it's actually a good move for him, because he was not going to get playing time with what's going on in Detroit Pistons. Like, they have a whole bunch of guards over there. Yeah. But one thing for certain, Jari, that we're going to know right over here, this team is going to stink.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's a quick overview, guys, of what the picks that they got. You guys sit down for this one. Sit down. It's quite the list. Okay. Utah got unprotected picks in 2023, 2025, 2027, a top 5 protected 2029 pick, and a pick swap in 2026 from the Wolves. Nice. And then they got a 2025, 2027, 2029. So that's already 2 picks in each of those years, along with a unprotected first and 2 pick swaps in 2026 and 2028 from the Cavs. So in total, they own 13 first rounders, including their own picks. Yeah. From now, 2022, from when this was recorded, to 2029. So in 7 years, keep that in mind, 7 years, they have more picks than years. 13 picks in 7 years. That's what? What?
Well, I mean, if
first round picks too.
If you think about it, I mean, when it comes to small market teams like Utah, free agents are not going to willingly.
No, that's what they're going to have to do. It's exact. Look, okay, I'll give you my quick summary on how I feel about what the Jazz have to do. We said this with the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento, you're in Cali. There's no reason for you guys to be a shit franchise, because once you guys figure it out, if you ever do, Sacramento could be amazing. Like a substantially influential organization.
I mean, they can.
And then the best example, and I said in that video in this season preview for the Kings, is the Golden State Warriors. Look at the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors were irrelevant.
They were shit before Baron Davis,
especially in the mainstream conscious. Like, yeah, they had a little, they had the DMC run, the
We Believe.
I was gonna say we remember, but
remember the Titans.
They somehow drafted Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry, and from then on, the sky was the limit.
Yep.
And the Jazz, Erwin said previous, the Thunder, and everyone who's like mid to below or in locations that people don't really want to like live in, because these are multi-millionaires. So even after the contract is expired or is about to expire, or even in today's age isn't even close to expiring, they can kind of they got some power to live wherever the fuck they want.
Yeah, shit.
You're gonna have to build from the draft. And then building from the draft, you're going to have to hope that all the love you show that player is going to make them want to reciprocate that, a la Giannis, and want to stay there. Well, so with 13 first rounders, they have the opportunity to achieve that.
Hey, look, Ainge is going to need the same thing that happened to him in Boston, the last notable teardown that he did. He's going to need some of those picks to turn into Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. He's going to need a couple of those. The good thing about this is that most of these picks, like you were saying, it seems like they're like on the back end of the decade.
Yeah.
Okay? So by that time, I don't think...
But time flies, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Time flies.
By that time, I think those teams the Timberwolves, yes. Hey, they got to the playoffs, but that's a dumpster fire franchise still. The Cavs, okay.
They're the most intriguing team going into the season.
I think those picks are going to be late, in my opinion, when it comes to that. But if it all plays out well for the Utah Jazz, look how old Collin Sexton is, 23. At the end of the decade,
spring chicken,
super spring chicken, bro.
Super spring. Relax, bro. He's 23, not 18.
Yeah, it is. Okay, fine. But at the end of the decade, he's going to be in his prime, 28, 29. Okay.
Holy crap, man. At the end of this decade, that is crazy.
Okay.
No, yeah. Holy crap.
Another noticeable player that they got, former Laker great, THT.
Former Laker great.
Talen Horton-Tucker. This guy's a super spring chicken. 21.
That's 21. He just is able to drink in the United States.
All right. Another guy right over here. The leftovers of what's his lady name? Larsa Pippen. Malik Beasley over here, 25. Okay, he's gonna be 31. Not a spring.
That's assuming they all stayed though.
Okay, I'm telling you, like the young pieces that might.
I feel you.
I think Sexton he's gonna stay. He got his fucking bag. Horton Tucker, I think he's gonna stay as well. When it comes to this, so let's say you have Sexton that he comes back, and he goes back to like the Sexton of what he was in pre-injury, and he just gets better, bro. You got Sexton as your star, and those picks, you either run to a Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, to like the example that I was bringing up before, or you use them to bring a star. Man,
no facts.
Utah's gonna be dangerous.
And I don't know if none of those players want to stay, they can keep going the OKC route and keep stacking up picks. And say Collin has a good season, they could trade him for more picks and more fucking
And last thing
benefits.
Last thing I want to say as well, they're gonna just only be adding to like their stockpile things because they still have some good veterans on the roster, similar to what I said before. Bogdanovich, he went to the Detroit Pistons. They still have former Sixth Man of the Year Jordan Clarkson. They still got Mike Conley.
Clarkson can ball.
Yeah, Clarkson can definitely ball. Mike Conley, he's getting a little bit older, but yeah, a contender can use him.
He could be like a UD for them.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And the other player that I was talking about, like shit, man. If Danny Ainge just wants to take this to another level, like the quote unquote younger guys, like Lauri Markkanen or Malik Beasley, if they ball the fuck out, like this year, if somebody's willing to pay 3 or 4 first round picks for some crazy price, hey, he's gonna take it. He's gonna add to that.
They're just gonna have to.
Like what?
Just take care of their babies, the ones that they can find.
So how bad do you see like this season going, like for the Jazz? Worst case, best case, like what?
Best case, ceiling is they are close to making the play-in tournament. Maybe I don't even think they'll make the play-in tournament, but maybe like a 10th seed. And that's it. I think you would have to agree with me.
Look. The best case that everybody could agree on is that these people just stink the fuck up. They only win like 14, 15 games, and they line themselves up for the number one pick for that generational draft.
Because here's something else to keep in mind. Not only it's a whole new squad, like especially the core. So while they're not the worst players, like, because they're not, there's gems like throughout here.
Yeah.
And we don't know what they'll develop into. So they could, if they're all hitting hitting on all cylinders, like most or all of these players, this is a formidable team. But it's new chemistry, new dynamic, new coach, new playing strategy for the whole squad. So it's just, there's so much newness. The first half of the season, I heavily expect to be rough on this team. You know what I mean? They're going to have to stick it out, and there's so much to figure out. And the organization itself seems like they're trying to figure itself out. Because, like, again, how many times do they have to, like, they'll hit it, they'll start looking good, and then just reset. They fucking, when Gordon Hayward left, I was like, y'all fucked up. Y'all should have kept. Hayward could have done what Donovan did. And imagine if Hayward stayed and then he matched up in the timeline with Donovan.
They wouldn't win the championship.
I wasn't going to say that either. But they would have been title contenders. Okay. Well, I don't want to say would, but they could have. Because who knows what other pieces they add. You know what I mean? But Donovan and Hayward, those are two stars. And Hayward in the Jazz was destroying it. You know?
Yeah,
and he's still good. He's still good. But keep in mind, he had this crazy injury that he ended up experiencing on another team. So imagine maybe, there's a dimension where he stayed on the Jazz and he didn't go through that injury because, it happened in a different location.
Multiverse.
But yeah. But so they just need to sit down, breathe, and learn how do you say it? Treat their people right. Treat their people right. Get a hold of their fans, because we hear so much shit about their fans, like the racist shit and I don't know what else, and just they're not great fans. Or like, obviously I don't want to generalize everyone, but you know what I'm talking about. Utah's known, that arena is known for not being very
little racist.
Positive. Yeah. So take care of that.
That's why Robert Sarver should buy the team.
And then treat your stars better. Why did Donovan want to leave? You know what I mean? Gobert left, and if the tension was with just Gobert, then Donovan would have wanted to stay. You know what I mean? But he also wanted to ride, obviously. So then, what is it? They lost Hayward, they lost Donovan, they had their Malone Stockton era that also didn't pan out.
Because of Jordan.
Just fucking hit the complete reset button, Utah, and just start brand new. If I was the GM, the president, the owner, or a exec there, that's what I would come in.
Well, that's what they did
on their strategy. Well, no, like start over. Like, yeah, that's what they're doing. But like, just completely forget the past. Don't even like think about the past. Don't think of like previous glories. Don't think of like what are we known for. Like, no, I would just start at square one and be like, we're starting with a completely different brand.
What they did,
completely different approach. And see what kind of style of basketball they decide to play moving forward, because obviously they don't even know now.
Well, they're doing that. They did step one. They tore up the roster. They got a new young head coach. He's only 34 years old. Came from the Boston Celtics. Watch this guy end up being like a Brad Stevens. Shit under Danny Ainge.
That'd be crazy.
They got a new owner, new front office. Hey,
was Sexton there? I got a little hope, but then I also feel like Sexton's not enough to completely change a franchise. He's like a Fox. De'Aaron Fox, baller, but not enough. He's not a Luka where he's going to, or a Ja where he's going to carry a franchise up into the upper tier. You know what I mean?
He's like a number 2, number 3.
And then Tucker,
he's a role player.
We'll see. He's 21. Yeah, I do think he was a little overhyped. I'll never forget when LeBron was hyping him up, making it seem like he was gonna be like his next Kyrie or something.
Bro, I couldn't forget like all these Laker trolls on Twitter, like being like every like star that would be available, James Harden, THT for James Harden, and one first round pick. All right,
and then they didn't even want to trade THT. Yeah. That's the craziest part. But all right, we'll see. I actually think everyone that we see right now, in less than 3 years, I don't think any of them are going to be relevant or even on the Jazz anymore. Like the big names or whatever, most these names. So we'll see. But I'm sorry, Jazz fans.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, appreciate all the love and the hate. You guys already know. Jazz fans, let us know in the comments what you guys think. You agree, disagree. let us know. Anyways, catch us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all podcast streaming platforms. We'll catch you guys soon. For now, later.
Take care.